Alright guys, welcome here to the JoinDOTA Masters number 8 semifinals between CompLexity and the Tough Bananas. We're in the middle of the draft, had to restart our recording, and yeah, so we're lagging behind a little bit. With me is Durka as well. Hi Durka.
Hello, still here.
Yeah, one more time. We'll have to see if this here works now. I'll just quickly go through the draft here. We had the Tough Bananas on the, well actually it was CompLexity on the first pick, banned out Leshrac, Enchantress as well as Enigma, and then picked up Darkseer first. Response picked from the Tough Bananas were Windrunner as well as Brewmaster, who banned out Lycan, Chen, and Prophet. After they picked up those two heroes, CompLexity responded with Shadow Demon as well as Queen of Pain, so strong mid-game, good support hero with a nice disruption to set up ganks or to protect your heroes, very versatile. The Tough Bananas picked as the third pick for the first pick phase Crystal Maiden, a very versatile support hero, and also pretty much needed after a Windrunner and Brewmaster pick before she might have gotten banned out, because that would definitely be what I'd be aiming at after seeing those. Well, if they would have gone for one more like solo mid hero perhaps within the first 3 picks. Now we're in the second ban phase here, and CompLexity took out Storm Spirit. Tough Bananas take out Sand King. Don't want to have to deal with too much team fight, and CompLexity knows that the Tough Bananas are currently going to be looking for a strong mid lane hero that's taking out the Storm Spirit. Yeah, so now we're caught up on the draft. Again, apologies about restarting this stream like this. We're going on 480 now. I need someone to kind of, with a lot of technical insight, to have a look at this, because I obviously don't have enough knowledge about the whole thing. So if anybody knows anything about this, just contact me please, epi@epicommentary.com, and let's get this crap worked out, because it's pretty crappy for all of us. Alright, Anti-Mage, banned out as the last one for CompLexity here, Fluff and Stuff. Doesn't want to have to deal with this guy, and it's true, once Anti-Mage grabs that Battle Fury, his farm spirals out of control.
I'm not so sure why they would ban Anti-Mage when they already have a Shadow Demon on their team, because that counters it quite hard. And I don't really see TTB picking up an Anti-Mage when they have that Panda and Brewmaster who needs those levels and farm and possibly the safe lane to sort of sit on.
Yeah, that is
but
true.
Like you were saying, they do need that solo mid, so a solo mid ban would have been much more logical, I think.
Yeah, do you currently have the stream up on full screen? How's it looking?
No, I'll just bring that up.
Last ban here from the Tough Bananas, taking their time. Maybe a Tidehunter would be nice for CompLexity here, stunning this huge AoE stun into a Vacuum and Ultimate. But they go for the Invoker. He's been in the pool the entire time. Everything was so hectic I completely missed him. Let's see what CompLexity is going to go for now. They said hero still in the pool would be that Tidehunter. This Morphling.
It's a Morphling.
So is it looking okay?
Yeah, it looks okay. It looks pretty smooth.
Okay.
But granted, that's only in the drafting screen, so I don't know. I've got a couple of guys who are watching, so...
Okay. Well, that's pretty crappy. I have no idea what the cause of this might be. I will maybe turn off Skype as well.
10 seconds remaining.
But how was it in the... Did they always have the same password for the games, or did they change it? Do you remember?
For these games, I have no idea.
Well, they had the same one, but the Holy Master picked it and it was like super safe, and now Toby picked it and it's like relatively safe. But oh well. Yeah, the Morphling is picked up, so they're securing their late game here. I like the Morphling pick in conjunction with the Queen of Pain. Really good, really strong combination. And the Tough Bananas now digging deep into their bonus time. They do have quite a bit of crap to deal with, and they would probably really like one of the banned out heroes, such as an Enigma or even an Enchantress. And here we go, Earthshaker picked up.
So I was thinking with their lineup so far, they're feeling a little bit weak because of the Maiden and Windrunner sitting on the low hit point pool. So they were probably going to look for something to try and safeguard the heroes they have, and Earthshaker's brilliant at that lane control, with the Fisher being able to offensively or defensively block heroes out.
Yeah, or sealing the death of a teammate.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright. Now the last pick here is going to come out from CompLexity, and I presume it's going to be one more support-ish hero. It would really surprise me if they go for one more hero that's not dedicated toward that 4 or 5 role maybe.
Apparently our sound is low.
Or sound is low.
But is there any way to turn up
The
all of the volume?
the microphone sound? Or just the sound in general?
Like sound in general on the stream.
Okay. You should, guys, if you're tuning in currently, just let me know whether or not you mean my voice, or Durka's voice, or the in-game sound.
Dire team pick.
I think they mean sound, like all sound. Like the whole, general volume of the stream is low compared to other streams. That's what they're saying.
Okay, I don't know if we have a. That's a first. Like the volume was okay for the most part, and I have no idea how to turn up the sound because I can go up with the in-game sound, but that would maybe make our voice kind of low. So I don't really know how to do this. I will just because we have a delay in, I'm just gonna wait for the feedback now for my question, and then I will try to put up the in-game sound.
I mean, in XSplit, I'm guessing you've got that set on maximum, yeah?
I have our voice on maximum, but not the in-game, not the sound itself. But when I tested it and turned that one up, it was pretty.
No, the microphone slider is just for your microphone, and the sort of volume icon is for all the rest of the sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you have a microphone volume like changer on your actual mic itself, or can you change the levels of that? Because I can turn up my microphone to make myself louder, but then that would, make you quieter by comparison.
No, I can't make my microphone louder just by itself, I don't think. Well, there probably is a way through the settings of the device to crank it up, but that might make the sound quality bad. We actually ordered a microphone today, so this issue should be solved soonish. Did they respond yet to that question, or did they say
Which
anything?
question?
Okay, just one sec. Gonna go in-game here.
Which question?
If it's our voices, or if it's just the in-game sound.
Everything, master volume, in-game sound hard to hear when nothing's happening. It's a bit louder now, but many voices right now.
Okay, because the voices, my voice is up as far as I can go. So if it's the overall volume, then it's something that I have to look at later, because if I can turn up the game volume a lot, but then you won't be able to hear my voice anymore, or maybe even Durka's. So I don't know what I can do here. But it has been bearable lately, so maybe I can just go closer, but then if I get loud and start breathing, we'll just see if it's bearable at all, because as I said, if I turn up the in-game sound now, then you won't be able to hear me anymore. I'll just try. Okay, I'm gonna change this in-game sound up now, guys, by about 1/3. Let me know if I should put it back down, okay, if you can hear me still. Okay, Jo here is going to be on the Morphling on the middle lane. Interesting. Hannah Montana on Darkseer, going to do that hard lane.
30 seconds.
IX Mike on support duty on that Shadow Demon. And Fluff and Stuff on Shadow Shaman. Already picked up some sentry wards. Cackles as well as S4 on Windrunner and Earthshaker respectively are moving offensively toward the jungle of the Radiant here and blocking off a creep cap in a relatively sneaky spot, I'd say. And
Yeah, definitely. That's not what CompLexity are going to be expecting. And Queen of Pain, they're expecting that there were going to be 5 of TTB sitting in their forest.
yeah.
And you just increased the battle points.
Hey! There we go.
Brilliant.
How's
Yeah,
how's the sound, guys? You should keep an eye on the chat with you guys. I'll keep an eye on the game for now because they should tell me if I should turn it back down or keep it as it is. All right. Balsam here is going to be on the Brewmaster in the middle lane, laning against Jo, who will be trying to carry his team to victory on the Morphling. TC on the bottom lane with his Queen of Pain. S4 on Earthshaker going to be supporting his Calculus on the hard lane. Going to make sure that his Windrunner is going to be able to get a good amount of farm, and if the enemy tries to do something funny, he can just block their path with a Fissure. Fluff and stuff here on his Rasta. Doing some stacking.
Hannah Montana at top lane giving the maiden a hard time, but she just turns around and frostbites him. Oh, here he comes back in with the Ion Shell. I don't know if she's going to be able to escape this, because there's going to be a lot of damage coming at him. She does tango up, and she will reach the tower in time, and he does back off, not wanting to cop any of that tower damage.
Yeah, but kind of reckless movement here from Henry D. Did you guys say something yet?
No, they've all gone to eat now. That's great. Do you have anyone else giving you feedback?
Yeah, just one sec. Yeah, Maria's gonna have a look at it now. Okay, top lane again, Henry D here. Having some trouble keeping Hannah Montana out of her business.
But Hannah, this Darkseer isn't picking up any experience.
Yeah, that's right.
Dedicated his entire first 2 minutes to annoying that maiden and stopping any pulls happening. He does find a regeneration rune at the top rune spot though, so that'll be fine by him.
Link has basically had free farm on the top lane and sitting on 9 last hits here. So I don't know why he must have missed a bunch now. Now 11. Henry D now moving around. He doesn't have any mana though. Puts down a sentry ward just to check whether or not this Darkseer's got some vision going on here. Link and Henry D here going up on Hannah Montana, but he knows very well that this Ion Shell will keep him safe from any attacks of this low HP Riki. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, Ricky just trying to find as many last hits as he can. But when the creep wave is being pushed right under his tower by this Iron Shell, it is slightly more difficult for him to last hit. He does have to get right behind the creeps and use that backstab damage to its full potential, doing as much damage as he can to try and finish off those creeps to get as much gold as possible. And the maiden getting caught again with that Ion Shell, doing loads of damage to her, taking about a third of her hit points off. And Hannah Montana keeping up a little bit. Oh, Surge is there, nicely done.
Yeah, did have to surge out because it was getting a little bit too hot for him there. And Link now even Blink strikes in to make sure he stays away, but not sure if that was the smartest choice. Link now will most likely, okay, he settles with a tango, but that salve will soon have to be used as well. His last hits are looking alright, looking pretty good, sitting on 19. This will be his 20th here if he does it right. There you go. Meanwhile on the bottom lane, Fluff and Stuff skilling Ether Shock as well as his Shackles. TC
They want to be able to nuke down this Windrunner. They realize.
Here they go, bottom lane, initiation on S4 on the Earthshaker. Fluff and Stuff moves in, gets the Shackle out. TC now level 3 nuke, does loads of damage, turns around to stun them both. Power Shot flies through as well. Last hit is going to get the first blood here. TC secures the first kill of the game for CompLexity. Balsam though is sneaky and invisible. Shackle Shot latches on TC. Cooldown is now ready, but not fast enough. Queen of Pain goes down to Windrunner.
I blow you a kiss.
Thunderclap damage is not to be underestimated. It does a crap load of damage and it slows, so a Brewmaster actually does also do a lot of magical damage with that nuke.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain sitting on quite a low HP pool, shackled to a tree, then right click down by that Windrunner with that nice Brewmaster clap.
During this entire time though, that Balsam spent grabbing that invisibility rune as well as going to gank toward the bottom. Jay has been free farming and now he times his waveform right when Balsam comes back out and he takes crap load of damage. Has to go out and takes a long way back to his high ground, and Jo continues farming. 32 last hits, 33 last hits now at 5 minutes. Looking really good for him. Bottom lane S4 on his Earthshaker. Trying to body block this creep camp here from spawning. Well, his ward does that for him. Now,
it's quite interesting.
another initiation here, quick on Calculus. Just as slow though from Queen of Pain, doesn't follow up, just to secure yourself some farming space. 2 range creeps now out on the bottom lane, and this will push out.
It's quite interesting to note that although Ricky basically has a free lane, Hannah Montana is actually doing his job correctly and trying to keep the farm that he's gaining minimized, because the Iron Shell does make it slightly more difficult for a melee hero to farm on this lane. And the Morphling, he does have a free lane. With that SD sitting next to him, the Panda has no chance to get up to the creep wave to farm. And they take his rune at top lane.
And still, Jo only has 3 last hits more than our Link, so he's doing a really nice job here. So getting those last hits up, almost sitting at 6 per minute, which is really nice farming speed here, last hit speed. So he's doing his job pretty effectively. Here in the middle lane, Balsam forced to Bar the Crow this out. The combination of Ike's Mike on Shadow Demon against and Jo on his Morphling is just too much to deal with. Has to keep his friends from using that courier. Oh, a kill up here on the top lane on Hannah Montana on the Darkseer. Really nice teamwork coming out of Henry Dickinson as well as Link. Goes down.
Yeah, that's the power of Frostbite into smoke. No chance for that Darkseer to surge or anything.
On the bottom lane now, really nice counter initiation from TC all by himself. Gets Shackle now to his own creep though. Shackle's gonna get that kill. Was a really good initiation from Earthshaker as well as Calculus, but immediately throws out her ultimate into both of their faces and a Scream of Pain, and one more right click got the kill on the Earthshaker. That's definitely not what they were expecting.
People often underestimate the power of phase boots because it's not just about the movement speed buff that it gives you, it's also about that damage, the right click damage you get, and the ability to last hit creeps and actually hit a hero for more damage than they can hit you on a lane. It's absolutely brilliant for a hero like Windrunner who wants to trade hits and try and get that Shackle and Power Shot combo to try and take down a low hit point hero like Queen of Pain.
Yeah, 682 hit points is what she's sitting on right now. In the middle lane, Balsam here looks in trouble though. Soul Catcher amplifying the damage so much. 1 or 2 last hits would have done the job, but here comes Earthshaker with a nice fissure. Jo forced to morph some of his hit points back, and Balsam here used his chance to go check the top rune spot for a rune, but won't find himself anything. Earthshaker on the bottom lane will find the invisibility rune and will try to... Nope, picks it up.
If that Fissure had been on the other side, that may have been a kill on that Morphling there, because the Brewmaster clap was off cooldown. He was getting into position to cast it, but the Fissure slightly out of position there, slightly off target, and the wrong side of the Morphling, allowing him to escape.
Henry Dickinson here doing a support duty, placing a ward. The ping goes out immediately from Shadow Demon. Knows what's happening.
That Earthshaker sitting in Invis at the bottom lane, just waiting for TC to make a mismove, and here we go, he does land off the Fissure, but the Shackle is on that Windrunner, not allowing her to pull off any spells. But
There you go, Fluff and Stuff also gets shackled to a tree. He hits a power shot immediately afterwards. S4 tried to auto-attack him down, but stays in business a little bit too long, and one last right click here does get the kill.
That was perfect.
Oh my goodness, tries to blink in all too offensively, and Windrunner, Calculus, was already waiting for it, or at least attempting to catch Queen of Pain within the trees, but she made the job there a little bit easier for the Windrunner by blinking right in front of his face. So now we are at 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and we have Jo here on 55 last hits, Rikimaru on 51, so basically equal here. But the other heroes on their team, that's what makes the difference. CompLexity looking better in terms of individual hero farm. We have 27 on Hannah Montana, 28 on TC, 10 on Fluff and Stuff, and 29 on Calculus on the other side, and the rest are sitting below 10. So let's quickly check the gold graph here. Just around 1k the difference in favor of CompLexity.
I've got to say that even though Morph does have the same amount of creep score as the Ricky and the same amount of farm, that's not going to be an equal matchup in the early to mid game, because Ricky's damage output is absolutely massive once he gets that Diffusal Blade, and coupled with smoke and a Frostbite, the Morphling will not stand a chance.
Yeah, And looking at the items here, Fluff and Stuff already grabbing up a Dust of Appearance in preparation of that Rikimaru level 6, who's now, well, he's already on level 8. He's going to go for a Vanguard by the looks of it, and not too much else coming out of in terms of items yet. The big core items not quite yet completed, probably going to take about 5 more minutes of that. Hannah Montana most likely going to go for, what is he going to go for? Maybe a mech? Or Tranquil Boots. Looks like Tranquil Boots.
Good. I think it's going to be
Link
a
here
pipe
getting
and-
shackled. Looks in big trouble. Yeah, gets nuked to death by Fluff and Stuff. That support TP from Earthshaker wasn't fast enough.
I'm not sure about that ring of protection. Oh, there is Tranquil Boots. Yeah, good call. That's not something we see every day, but Tranquil Boots are starting to make their way into this game. They have been around for
Balsam
quite a
here
long
has
time.
the double damage route and a nice shackle landing on Jo here. Is it going to be enough damage though? No. He tries to, yeah, he morphs into strength and waveforms away into the safety of his tier 1 tower. So good initiation from the Tough Bananas, but Morphling, very hard hero to bring down. And then on top lane, Hannah Montana was diving the tower, and I see a fissure here, just the aftermath of a little engagement coming out of this guy. So he's really been a nuisance, and those Tranquil Boots will really help him to sustain that. He has Tranquil Boots in combination with a Soul Ring, so yeah.
That pretty much means he can permanently stay on any lane he wants to, or if he wants to go to the forest, he can do that as well. He will not need that
Ultimate in the
Vanguard.
middle lane from Ix Mike on Balsam here immediately in response. Pops his ultimate, so really good reaction coming out of this guy. He tries to use the duration of his ultimate to get a turnaround kill on Ix Mike, spins Morphling up into the air, but if the ultimate runs out, he will be really low on life, and Ix Mike knows this. He salves right back up, and now Panda's in big trouble, has to run out. Oh, he had more HP than I expected, 780, so he isn't in trouble at all. Calculus, though, might have been overextending here a little bit, now on 180 HP, a few more last hits, but looks fine. Nice fissure here. Secures Henry Dickinson's escape route. So up to...
But
sorry.
as you see, 4 heroes from each side all gathering around that mid lane. I don't know entirely what they're up to, but I think they wanted to stop the farm of this Morphling. They know that they don't want him to get fat, and they know that they need Ricky to get a couple of big damage items up, or at least that Diffusal Blade, so he can start making a big impact on this game, because so far he's just sat top lane farming.
Mm-hmm. Queen of Pain on TC here. Grabbed up a Ring of Health up to now, so most likely going to go for the Perseverance because her mana usage is so intensive. Shackle here attempted to latch on Queen of Pain, but she was too far away from that range creep. 3 heroes from the Tough Banana side are now converging on the bottom lane. CompLexity has an open item to settle here with the Tough Bananas, as they were the clear favorites to win the game yesterday. Look at this here. Look at this movement here from Earthshaker, moving really aggressively toward TC on the Queen of Pain. Balsam also there. Almost doesn't manage to hit both of them with his nuke here. Really good block with the mass servers from Fluff and Stuff. The channel gets immediately cancelled by the Shackle shot from Fluff and Stuff. Stays in business though. Doesn't go down. Instead, Brewmaster gets killed by Queen of Pain's nuke potential. It's just too much. And Calculus has to back out.
Well, you're talking about Calculus backing out, but in the past 4 or so engagements at the bottom lane, he has been playing very passively. We've seen ES and we've seen... who else was it that came bottom lane? I think it was Brewmaster that came bottom lane. Both attacking the enemy heroes there, but Calculus not too certain whether he should be going in and attacking them as well.
Yeah. And look at this. As soon as Link, as well as Henry D here, saw the pressure being applied to the tier 1 tower on the bot lane, immediately diving the tower a little bit and nuking down the creep wave of the Radiant to apply some pressure themselves. And here we go. Link taking the aggro of the tower off himself and keeps on attacking. Now the glyph wore off and losing HP. So around 500 HP lost once until the creep wave came in, and yeah, the tier 1 on their bot isn't touched. So looking good. Disruption in the middle lane here. Jo, as well as IX Mike, attempting to go on Balsam. The Soul Catcher didn't manage to hit on him though. And in 5 more seconds he will have his ultimate up, but he's relatively poor. 23 last hits, sitting on Boots, Magic Wand as well as a bottle.
Well, that's been the problem.
On the top lane, engagement on Link, Hannah Montana. He's under the influence of Dust. A few more seconds. Turns around now though because Henry D is there to support with his Crystal Maiden. It's a Nova as well as a Frostbite. Has to back out now.
Yeah, Balsam at mid. He hasn't been doing much. He hasn't died because they can't actually kill the panda, but he hasn't been getting any farm. That SD and Morphling combo have completely shut him down, allowing Morphling absolute freeform. Picked up his Ghost Scepter now, looking for that quick Ethereal Blade, it looks like. But Balsam, yeah, sitting on bottle, boots, and 900 gold. Not so great.
Yeah, definitely. That is a really quick Ghost Scepter. He decides to rush that shotgun so he can bring down maybe the squishy Crystal Maiden or perhaps even the Earthshaker before he can contribute too much to a team fight. And indeed, Complexity's lineup looks very bursty, if you know what I mean. And just quickly checking the creep scores here. Jo sitting at 85 at 15 minutes, leading the scoreboard, but Link is right up there with 83, just 2 behind, and also 2 behind on Deny. Is interesting. Quickly checking the gold difference, still yet a little bit more for Complexity compared to the last time. Now sitting at 1500 gold, the difference. And in terms of item progressions, Link now has the Vanguard completed, as well as the Power Treads, can now make his way toward the Diffusal Blade, and is already 1 Blade of Alacrity further ahead toward that very important core item. And Calculus has his Phase Boots as well as his Magic Wand completed. Will be looking to complete either that mech for his team or a Force Staff for himself. And Balsam is in desperate need of a Blink Dagger or something, otherwise he won't be able to contribute all too much to the team fight.
Yeah, I was picking up on this yesterday that the Chinese teams have been playing Morphling very, very frequently, but they've all been skipping Lincolns. They see that as a waste of time and it just delays your core items or your damage items. So they tend to go for the bottle to get the mana and health regen, which you usually expect from the Lincolns. They don't need the spell block because they go hyper aggressive in the early game with the Ethereal Blade, which they grab in the first 20 minutes or so, instead of spending the first 17 to 20 minutes farming that Lincolns and not doing anything with it.
On the bottom lane, IX Mike here, together with TC, banishes Calculus, who immediately uses his TP. He's going to be able to make it out in time, though. Yes, he does. Really quick fingers on his TP there. Soulcatcher was on him. TC even uses ultimate, but it wasn't enough. He made it out with a sliver of HP. Balsam with his haste rune now, coming in to avenge and take some vengeance for his buddy. IX Mike here, slowed by the nuke. Let's see if TTB, he doesn't have mana. Doesn't have mana for his Fissure. Balsam's going to dive this, though. He has ultimate as well. He has to use it. Yeah.
I'm a pain's
What can I say?
best.
I mean, that was really well calculated by Calculus. No pun intended. But then Panda and ES chasing that SD. I don't know if it was a bit of miscommunication. The Earthshaker not telling the Brewmaster he had no mana, or if the Brewmaster actually thought
top
that he
lane.
could pick that
Sorry,
up.
Darkseer went down Fluff and stuff. Hexus tries to get away really quickly, but Link brings him in a backstabbing position and secures the deal there. So Hannah Montana on the Darkseer as well as Fluff and stuff on his Rasta go down on the top lane. And yeah, on the bottom lane, when Brewmaster walked in there, I saw the cooldown ready on the Scream of Pain, and Queen of Pain just running into range, and with his low HP I thought he definitely has to use his ultimate, and even so he could have, I'm just going to show this on my screen here, he moved in this way, tanked the tower for like 3 hits, didn't seem all too sure, as you said, perhaps miscommunication in regards to the fissure, but still, he could have right around here used his ultimate, and it has a pretty long duration, even though it's still just level 1, 15 seconds, so he could have dived that tower with his split, stunned the Earthshaker and secured the deal either way, and then might have even gotten away alive. So even if he would have died afterwards, he would have still gotten that kill. So I don't understand why he hesitated all too long. I saw the animation of his ultimate coming out, but it was just a little bit too late. The burst damage was enough.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to learn what TC is going for. I think he may be going to Lincoln's because he does do that quite often.
Smoke
but
gang.
that seems
Ultimate on top lane on Link. Really good defensive fissure here, and a good smoke from Ricky. Gets immediately shackled, though the range from his smoke is not enough though. But really good calculation of Link. Pops his magic wand, charges, and immediately turns the fight around on, wow, on Complexity. Link even gets a double kill, really nicely played. Is now trapped in the side though. IX Mike now moves in, places the Soul Catcher on him, and Jo here. Wow, very nice play coming off Link here. Jo wasn't able to do anything about this. His waveform wasn't cooldown, and Link used the chance to quickly TP back out. So he secured himself a double kill, some good goal. Let's see how far he's ahead now. Gets his defuse rate finished, and yeah, manages to do some really nice play there.
18th minute Vanguard defusal. That's pretty good, and that Vanguard is going to help him, or help keep him alive in fights, like you just saw. That Vanguard ensured a double kill for him. Without the Vanguard, he would have had to run, or he would be dead.
That is correct. Vanguard on Ricky is, in my opinion, a very, very, very important item because he's so squishy, even though you are invisible.
Oh, in the bottom lane now here we see the power of smoke into defusal and a Fissure coming from ES possibly. Oh, he doesn't actually land. There we go.
Yeah, nicely done. Don't understand why he didn't use that fissure even earlier.
He could have fissured the Queen of Pain into the smoke and kept her there indefinitely, but I think he was worried about stealing it from the Riki.
Yeah, middle lane, Balsam on a haste rune here. They want to defend their tier 1 tower. The Mass Serpent was going to be enough to take the damage. They are farming them down really quickly. Tower's in deny range. Now they're just going to time the deny. And he mistimes it, but Windrunner Calculus is there to make sure they secure themselves the deny. Link here is going to attempt to scout some things out with the help of... He's going to find himself Fluff and Stuff perhaps. Is now on the hunt. It is nighttime though, so he does have a very little map vision. Now he finds himself Fluff and Stuff. He's going down for sure. He's super dead. There we go. Oh, Link doesn't want to use his defusal. Use it now, but that was kind of... Oh man.
What a surprise.
So I wouldn't call that a waste necessarily. Yes, his blink was off cooldown in another 2 seconds, but he needed that kill. He didn't know where any of the enemy heroes were. He needed that kill instantly and to get the hell out of there.
I think he panicked a little bit because he showed himself out of invis. He could have also used just the smoke screen, would have done the job as well instead of wasting 1/8 of his item. And you know, as soon as he didn't realize that Rasta's Hex was just on level 1, and I think that's why his reflexes told him to quickly use the item on him, but he was still in attack range. He could have, even without the defusal blade, just ran up to him and killed him. But
I don't think that was what was going through his mind because
here we go.
Shackle going here.
Yeah, Shackle on Jo and a really nicely placed smoke wall. But Jo here making use of his Ghost Scepter and then waveforms out once he's not silenced anymore. But Link here is on top of it, stays on top of him and Blink strikes him to death and now secures himself the unstoppable streak. IX Mike here, Toll Catcher on Calculus. Chase commences. Link here is going to do so much damage. Look at this here. One hit has to disrupt himself defensively. Nice smoke as well here. Goes down to Crystal Maiden. And here we go. Oh, Shackle doesn't manage to latch. Nice ultimate coming out of Earthshaker, and Queen of Pain goes down as well. So it is 3-4-0 trade right now. And Hannah Montana also in big trouble. Really nice defusal at dispelling the haste. I didn't even think about that. It dispels the surge from... Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, as I was saying, in comparison to Morphling, they have the same amount of farm, but the defusal and Vanguard on a Riki at this point in the game is just too much damage for the Complexity side to handle.
Yeah, and the Tough Bananas continuing where they left off yesterday, showing Complexity that they can indeed take on the big ones. Calculus on the bottom lane now has his 4 staff completed. As will farm down these Mass Serpent wards, they will not be able to get the kill on the tower. Balsam now has his Blink Dagger complete. Let's quickly check the items here. TC obviously going to go for a Lincoln Sphere. Quite a ways away still though. Only 415 gold with those 2 items. Top tower goes down. And yeah, the Dire now have most of their core items completed. Don't have a pipe or a mech, but looking pretty good for now. Link here waiting for his chance to go on Balsam. He will need some support I think though, and it is coming from both sides though. So here comes the surge, the vacuum. Link strikes and kills Hannah Montana. Ultimate from Brewmaster now. It's gonna wreak some havoc here. Focusing IX Mike here with his units. Link blinks in, just kills one. Wow, kills him so fast. So those guys died faster than I was able to analyze there.
Did you notice the Brewmaster's move? Because I thought that was absolutely spot on. He knew exactly how much mana Clap cost, he knew exactly how much mana his ulti cost, and he knew exactly how much mana he had. Used them both in the space of half a second, made sure he didn't die, made sure he got as much damage out as he could in a short space of time, and ensuring them a couple of kills there.
Yeah, now the score is 18-7 in favor of the Tough Bananas, so wow. Look at this here, kill on Henry D immediately, so Jo has his Ethereal Blade completed. Gonna pay for it with his life though. Tries to TP out in time, but he won't be able to do this. Link's backstab damage just too much.
Again, the power of diffusal into smoke and that Fissure holding that Morphling there indefinitely. He realised that he had to get out of there, tried to TP away, but the damage output again, just too strong. And back to that moment where Rasta was diffusal blade by the Riki, I think that Link was just a little bit worried that he might be out-juked, because there are a couple of spots down there that Rasta could have run into, or possibly the creep spawn, and denied himself. He really did want that kill as quickly as possible.
Oh, I just realized that I have some problems with my overlays here. This here is actually the Tough Bananas. Gonna have to quickly change this here around. There we go. CompLexity was playing against CompLexity for 23 minutes now. So, yeah, now they got themselves an Aegis, and the map control, as you can see from these wards here, definitely in the favor of the Tough Bananas.
Yeah, once you see wards like this go up, you know, especially the one in mid lane, you know that there's control and they want to be taking the fights. They want to start initiating on people. With a dagger on the Brewmaster, see, I'm not entirely convinced that that was the correct item choice because they don't have a native pipe carrier on their team, and against a high magical output damage such as CompLexity has, a pipe on that Brewmaster would be infinitely useful.
Yeah, CompLexity now realizing that they have to do something about this and waiting for a smoke, and now they smoke up. They realize the bad spot that they're in currently, and they know that Ricky is going to spiral out of control. If they don't make something big happen, they'll most likely move something around these lands, just around the minimap here, to try and find themselves some surprised enemies and use this effect. Here we go, Link gets spotted out, but he's too fast with his BKB. Immediately turns out to kill Hannah Montana, who gets disrupted before he goes down though. Darkseer goes down right when he comes out. Really good ultimate here coming out from Queen of Pain as well. 2 for 1 this far. 3 for 1. CompLexity here getting utterly destroyed. TC here as well. Shackle does manage to latch here though. Blinks out, and the chase commences from Calculus. Morphling also went down. Double kill for Ricky. Only one to survive is this Queen of Pain, so backfired.
That poor little maiden. That poor little maiden. Every game she's the one that gets picked on.
That is true, man. You should see my girlfriend when she plays Crystal Maiden.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, the damage output coming from this Ricky with the tank ability and the initiation from the Brewmaster. The Fisher, that ES pick was absolutely brilliant with the combo they've got lined up here. The Shackle Shot, the Smoke, and that Fisher with Epicenter over, Echo Slam over the top of it. It just lines up their team fights beautifully.
Yeah. That was just crazy. I mean, Ricky's damage is so intense that even a hero like Darkseer, he doesn't have any bonus HP items. I would really like to see a Vanguard on him now, but it's already 26 minutes in. He barely has any items. Maybe going for Tranquil Boots as well as Soul Ring maybe delayed his Vanguard too much, judging like especially in regards to the fact that he had a pretty tough time on his lane and went down a bunch of times. So he's now sitting on what's his skill score? Yeah, 0 for 7. Holy crap. So he usually is one of the most tanky heroes and one of the most difficult heroes to take down in teamfights, but Ricky slices through him in like 3 or 4 hits, and even the disruption from Shadow Demon wasn't enough to save him at all. So perhaps that disruption should have been used a little differently. It just seems in general that CompLexity seem to have problems with their teamfight execution. Maybe the play from the Tough Bananas, even the game yesterday, seems to go into their heads a little bit. Some mental warfare going on, perhaps.
They've put too much hope into this Morphling, I think. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to be able to achieve against a Ricky and a Brewmaster once they've become... Oh, here comes Initiation now. It was just scaring that Morphling off with a Blink Strike.
Tries to get a slow on Calculus here. Immediate disruption goes out. Jo has to get back out. Really strong Shackle Shot on Hannah Montana as well as Jo, and Darkseer goes down immediately. Link here. Blink strikes in. He's on low HP, but he doesn't care. He has a freaking Aegis. Calculates this into his play as well. Turns around, now pops his BKB. Maybe a little bit of little mistake there. Calculus here. Also pretty low. Link will be back now without a BKB. Has to run back out. 2 for 1. Actually, now 2 heroes are dead for TTB and 1 is dead for CompLexity. So, what do you think?
Again, a little bit of miscommunication there, I think. Link blinked onto that Queen of Pain, onto the Morphling, sorry, just trying to scare him off, make sure that CompLexity get back into their base so that they could try and pressure the tower. But then the Brewmaster, I think, took that as an indication of an initiation and jumped into about 3 or 4 heroes and proceeded to get demolished.
2.5k now on Ricky Maru, who is sitting on a Vanguard, Powered Shreds, Diffusal Blade as well as BKB. Gold difference here, over 10,000 gold in favor of the Dire. In terms of item progression, we can see that Jo, he desperately needs his next item. He did grab a really fast Ethereal Blade, but what is it going to do now? As we saw, the team fight started, and Jo already on his back foot, morphing to strength and trying to get to his high ground. And afterwards wasn't able to do all too much. Perhaps just one strong nuke, but that's just not enough. He needs to be able to do more if he wants to carry this team to victory. Calculus here on this Windrunner has a mech completed now as well, heading toward that sheepstick, and Brewmaster is going toward a Aghanim Scepter. Earthshaker also has his Blink Dagger completed, so looking really bad for CompLexity at this point in time.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, CompLexity want to start initiating onto TTB, trying to catch out 1 or 2 heroes possibly, but TTB know this, and they're just going to group up as 5 with the 2 Blink Daggers they've got on Earthshaker and Brewmaster. They're going to be able to initiate straight onto CompLexity. No BKBs up on CompLexity yet, I don't think. Nope. So it's going to be quite an easy initiation if the Echo Slam lands on 3 or 4 heroes. Couple that with a Fisher, Shackle, Smoke, and that Ricky's just going to be popping heroes like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, Ricky's damage is just so ridiculous. Henry D here trying to tank up. He has a pretty rich Crystal Maiden, 2 Bracers, as well as a Belt of Giant Strength. Might pull out a page of the book from Navi, Arzard, aka Smile. Might go for the Sage, but I think at this point in time it doesn't really matter what CM is going to go for, because she is pretty tanky and she just needs to disable some heroes and her job is done, and maybe keep some wards up on the map, and she's doing a good job of that, has been doing so all game. And look at this ward here at the top, high ground here right before the entrance to the base, another really aggressive ward, and I think they are now preparing to test the waters here of this high ground.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, if Maiden can end the fight with low hit points and low mana but still be alive, then that's her job done. As long as she gets spells out and cops a couple of hits but stays alive, it's absolutely fine.
Well, Sam has his Aghanim Scepter completed now. Last time I checked, he just had a point booster. Maybe he was already sitting on 3,000 gold then. But there we go. Here you can see that's how Dota works. You can lose a lane, but if you transition into the mid game and you win your team fights with your team together, then here we go, really good initiation. Too bad that it's not the real Shadow Demon.
Exactly. I mean, like I was saying, CompLexity put a lot of hope into that Morphling at mid, and even though they forced the Brewmaster to lose the lane and get no farm whatsoever, he did get his levels up, which is what he needed.
Yeah,
that's what that Brewmaster needs.
Very true, man. See, just boots and a Blink Dagger eventually was enough to do, well, enough for him to do his job, because when it comes to carrying, man, you have your Ricky. And Link, of course, has been bringing honor to the clan here by carrying his team just splendidly, even doing a really nice job in yesterday's game. So the Tough Bananas looking pretty strong, pretty strong. Look at this here, Calculus, down to less than half HP, has to use his BKB, but Earthshaker falls immediately because of a nice ultimate from TC Balsam though. Up to the high ground, Force Staff gets... Wow, this was pretty
Some
fast.
beautiful play from CompLexity there, absolutely.
Who has the Force Staff here?
I think
TC has a Force Staff. Okay, really intelligently using that Force Staff to force Brewmaster up on their high ground into a shackle from Rasta, and they've just focused him down immediately.
And he has enough to pick up his Lincolns now, but I'm not sure he must do. Unless he's considering going something else, he's got to pick up his Lincolns now.
Shadow Demon grabbed up a Gem of True Sight, realized that this Rikimaru has to be dealt with.
TC, what are you doing? Sitting on 2,500 gold and not buying anything.
His buyback cost is sitting at 1,000, so maybe he wants to play it safe. Look at this, farming up even more now.
Very possible. Yeah, almost up to 3k now. I mean, it's even possible he'll go straight for that Hex. That's entirely possible, because Hex is always a great counter against BKB, especially on that Ricky. If you can get the Hex off before he pops the BKB, he's got no chance whatsoever. The magical damage coming from the Morphling, Ethereal Blade and the Queen Pain ulti, that will absolutely melt him down.
Here we go, about half a minute left before Roshan respawns once more, and the Tough Bananas don't want to take any risks. They want to go in with another Aegis on Link, and they're not to be blamed because they are in the semifinals of the JoinDOTA Masters number 8 at the moment. So CompLexity need to come up with something, and they need to come up with something really fast, and here we see some tactical drawings being drawn on the minimap. I wish I could see what Hannah Montana was...
Yep, smoke. There's a smoke, yep, there it is.
There we go, Jay leading the charge, sitting with 2.5k, so he's already saving up for his buyback. Ethereal Blade also ready, 1.3k HP, and not even 200 damage, and that is just too much. Here comes the smoke, here comes Ultimate on Link. Look at this, bursted down immediately, Link goes down, but here's a nice blink in from Earthshaker and a really great ultimate. Morphling gets taken out of the fight with the ultimate of Pandaren Brewmaster. 3 heroes down from CompLexity, though. and just 2 for the Tough Bananas, so really good execution from CompLexity, but I think their heroes are just a little bit too weak now. JO gets chain disabled and focused down by all these heroes just wailing away on him.
Even without the Ricky, they were managing to take out the entire Complexity side. But yeah, as you saw, the Hex that came from that roust onto the Ricky before he could pop his BKB into Ethereal Blade and then a load of magic damage, he absolutely disappeared.
Yeah. They bursted him down, but then there was S4 with his Blink Dagger and a very well-placed ultimate, chain disabling all of them for a good 2 seconds, making sure that his team could get the most out of that.
The best play of that initiation was the actual dust usage. I'm not sure who did it. Who's got the dust? It was Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
But right on the very edge of the AoE of dust, catching the Ricky, making sure he was visible. Absolutely brilliant. Not revealing where they were, but allowing them to see the Ricky.
Yeah, that is right, man. As you said, they were just sitting on the high ground right around here, and Ricky was right around there. So he calculated his range of the dust and popped it before they revealed themselves. So look at this Windrunner now. Their Sheepstick completed as well. And CompLexity is showing that they understand the game and know that they have to do something, but it might be too little too late now. As you can see, Hannah Montana now on 0 for 9. TC did complete up the Perseverance, but still, what did he... what is he going for?
Yeah, that's the Hex.
Oh, that's the Hex. There you go. Yeah, totally. So you can disassemble a Perseverance now, or?
Yep. You could always do that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sorry. You could do it a long time ago, and then they stopped you being able to do it when they totally removed the disassemble function because of bugs. Sorry,
Balsam here gets initiated upon his Hex. Hannah Montana going there as well. Double Hex, and now the Shackle. Balsam disabled for way too long. CompLexity able to take him down, but now the counter initiation here coming from Link. BK beat up. Might be War Trap, not sure if I can tell. JO here is in the smoke. Link is still wrecking havoc now. He's gonna go for JO. He waveforms out, but this is not the job from Morphling. He should be the one wrecking havoc. It's shackled to a tree here. He's gonna go down as well as full team of CompLexity. They might be actually considering calling this GG here at the moment.
Yep, great positioning from that ES there. Being very calm and collected, choosing his positioning very carefully throughout the entire of that fight, not blinking straight away, not rushing into anything, making sure he blinked into the exactly correct position to land the enchant totem on a couple of heroes, and then again standing on the high ground waiting for the Morphling to wave up, ensuring a kill on him.
Yeah, here comes the buyback, the lone defender of the middle racks, and I think if they get the racks as well as the kill on JO, this will be, then CompLexity will also give up basically. By the way, guys, after this game, we will have Dara going up against Infused. Yeah, it was Infused. And Infused yesterday, coming back from a very huge, I think 15k deficit against MTW. And I'm also looking forward to that. We'll also be covering this as well. So thanks a lot for tuning in. And now TTB, moving in toward that Roshan pit. And Windrunner with a Black King bar. That's something that I don't think I've ever seen that.
She doesn't... Oh. She does?
Yeah, man. Calculus. BKB.
Okay.
Even
yeah. I've never seen a Black King... absolutely never seen a Black King bar on Windrunner.
Yeah, Toby would now say, well then you haven't seen much at all, man. Alright, here JOs. Wow, look at this teamwork. Hannah Montana being a team player. Vacuuming all the creeps conveniently together for JO to waveform over top of that, but even the 1.9k he's sitting on right now won't be enough to take on the force that the Tough Bananas bring to the table right now. And I must say, I underestimated the Tough Bananas. Like, holy crap, I thought that CompLexity for sure would have had that game yesterday, and then of course the game today, because they might have been in a slump or something, but the Tough Bananas showing that no, not a fluke, man, we can take on the best.
Well, yeah, yesterday I thought that CompLexity would come out on top simply because they have, as I thought, higher caliber players, because they've been showing that they are a powerhouse in the world of Dota 2. But the Tough Bananas, as you say, are definitely coming out here and giving us a good show. Yesterday they came out and played their A game, and today again they're showing why they are up there with these guys.
Yeah, look at the gold graph for the first half of the game, well not the half of the game, but like the first 15 minutes. Slight advantage in favor of the Radiant, then a short spike up, and then Tough Bananas got their game together and now pulled the advantage toward their way all the way to over 15,000 gold. And well, yesterday Infuse managed to come back from this deficit, but as you can see from just the whole dynamic of this game and from the heroes, Morphling will just need too much farm to be able to take on such a farm Rikimaru now sitting on top of his butterfly. This is definitely the Tough Bananas game to lose, and we'll have a much harder time losing this than MTW did yesterday. Bless you.
Absolutely. With the amount of gold spread across all the heroes, I mean, ES has his Blink Dagger Arcanes looking towards Aghanims. Windrunner has a full inventory at 38 minutes. Something you very rarely see.
Yeah, that BKB is something that's really interesting. Do they have a pipe? This is what I'm wondering at the moment. They don't have a pipe up. Windrunner being egotistical here, or like, I need magic immunity. You guys can go screw yourselves.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's no sort of natural pipe carrier on their team apart from Windrunner and Brewmaster, and neither of them have gone for it.
Yeah, look at this here. Initiation. Link already goes in, gets ulted immediately from Shadow Demon though. Still has his Aegis. Maybe uses BKB a little bit prematurely though, however. Calculus now getting initiated upon by TC. Ultimate only hits on Calculus though. They're investing a lot of resource to kill him and don't even manage to do so. Now, a really good Earthshake ultimate secures 2 kills for the Tough Bananas. The fight is still going on though. TC, with the help of Jo, take down Earthshaker, but he did his job already. Darksteer in the back end went down to Link, who's now turning around to help his teammates out. Most likely going to look toward TC here. TC tries to, yeah, blinks out immediately though, and look at Jo here, looking in trouble. What's Link going to do here? Still has his Aegis, so he can dive really aggressively. His Diffusal Blade is up. Is he going to be able to use it in time? Yes, he does. There he goes, and gets the kill on Jo. 4 for 2 the trade. And the middle racks are going to go down, so this is, if I may say so, a GG.
Yeah, I can't see... Oh, Link might fall here to TC, but no, he does back off a little bit, seeing that Brewmaster there. Oh, I love a little blink out there from Brewmaster after getting Demonic Purge on him.
Nice blink here from Queen of Pain though. Link was expecting it, pops his smoke screen and turns around, and TC, being a nuisance though, stays in the fight and tries to do something. BKB is up for Link already though, turns around and kills her. Now Blink's back up on IX Mike, the Shadow Demon. Oh, look at him ripping through the support heroes in Rasta here. Tries to get the kill. Look at him, he, with the help of his creeps, tries to take down Link, but, and a vacuum as well. Link gets the kill though. Hannah Montana now trying to get the kill on Link, who tries his best to run away, but he still has the Aegis, so he's completely safe.
Link.
Look at them juking left and right, oh my goodness.
Oh, he dodged the Serpent Wards, he dodged the Queen of Pain's Scream.
Oh, look at this here, Calculus. Really nice attempt by Hannah Montana, vacuum thing on the high ground. Didn't work though. Link here tries to back out and turns around once he's out of harm's way. Hannah Montana in big trouble. Link will have an easy time killing him. Oh, nice fissure here on TC as well as the dead Darkseer. But Queen of Pain manages to blink out.
Look at those 2 sentries from the Radiant, placed that just to find Link. But yeah, Link dodged the Serpent Wards, he dodged the Queen of Pain Scream, he dodged Darkseer running in, but he couldn't dodge the tower hitting him.
I would have loved... Oh, look at this here, Calculus here, looks in big trouble, manages to dodge the waveform though, and thus survives. But there comes TC, he has to deal with his ultimate, and Henry D wants a piece of cake as well. Jo now has his own BKB completed, tries to wreak some havoc. Only Calculus now down. TC here looks in trouble, melts completely. Panda with his ultimate looking for more trouble. Jo has to back out all the way toward his fountain. Now they're gonna rotate toward the top lane. CompLexity though seem to be dumbfounded a little bit. Don't want to quite call this a game just yet.
Well, they think with the amount of pushing power and the strength of the Morphling, they think they still have a chance here.
Oh, look at this Henry D.
Balsam, I'm not entirely sure what he's up to.
He's also dead. Now Jo gets smoke screen up. Really strong defensive vacuum here. He's not quite done with this here yet though. Link here goes on Hannah Montana. Look at him doing so much damage. Hannah Montana had to pick up a Ghost Scepter just to deal with the sheer damage output of Link. 1-0. Blink Strike. Dead.
Brilliant from Link there.
Jo here, gonna get a kill as well on, but no, doesn't have any escape mechanism. Where's Link? Is he gonna be looking for him? Pops the BKB, now going on Fluff and Stuff. Gets the kill within 3 hits, and here we go. Smoke screen up on IX Mike. Now has to be careful though. Is he gonna turn out to fight?
He's gonna fall here.
Oh, nice disruption here on himself, and Link here in big trouble. Goes down as he said. But still, top melee barracks went down, and look at this disconnect coming out from Balsam. What's going on here?
I didn't see a disconnect.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Interesting, it must not have appeared for me. But yeah, TTB giving away a few free kills to Morphling there.
Oh man, look at TC here. Do you see that animation at the moment of the Scream of Pain?
Where is he? Nope.
Aw,
How long ago did the Brewmaster disconnect?
not too sure.
Because
Maybe
that's
like 20
possibly
minutes
why
ago.
it's possibly why he died in the middle of their base to that Queen of Pain, to the Morphling, sorry, because he did just walk straight past him.
Reconnect coming in. Unpause happening. CompLexity,
Radiant's middle tower is under
as you
attack.
said, still don't think this game is over.
They think they can win it, and like, you know, Dota, it is possible. If TTB don't take advantage of what they've made for themselves here, if they mess up a few times, it is still possible for them to for CompLexity to come back into this.
Aghanim Scepter now up on Balsam on Brewmaster as well as Earthshaker. Brewmaster also picked up a Vladimir's offering as well as the Boots of Travel. This just goes to show what over 20k gold and difference can make in terms of items. So, as you said, the Tough Bananas here will have to stay serious and not be like, okay, this game's over anyways, let's just run in one by one. No, they have to maybe even wait for Roshan. 2.5 minutes left before he responds. Look at this here, S4, initiation, happens on TC. Is he going to be able to blink out in time? Yes, he does. Survives on 200 HP. Are they going to commence a chase? Hannah Montana here in big trouble. Hannah Montana's most likely going to go down. There we go. Brewmaster gets the last hit on that one.
Yeah, and Calculus at mid lane about to get caught out by a three-man gang.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Ultimate up on him. Tries to wind run out, but here's the new potential from Jo. Just too much. Pops his own ultimate. So on BKB tries to... Wow, really nice play here from Calculus. Remains his, keeps his cool. Pops BKB, wind run, magic immunity and physical immunity, and TP's out. So I guess BKB a windrunner makes her completely invulnerable, basically.
It's like being Omni Knight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Link picking up his second recipe for the diffusal. He'll be looking mainly to use that on Ethereal Blade or Ghost Scepter units, or for the Surge on that Darkseer.
228 last hits on Calculus. Let's check the gold per minute here on these guys. Oh man. Just below 400 is Jo, and 505 as well as 450 for Link as well as Calculus respectively. And even Henry D with 220 is surpassing 3 of 5 CompLexity members. So with this smoke here, the Tough Bananas are looking to steal the deal. Blink coming out from Link, and he's marking the top lane here. TC is a Queen of Pain is a really difficult hero to focus down, so in teamfights, if you don't get to the chain AOs out, you basically have to take the ultimate from her, try to kill her team, so she won't be able to do too much.
Well, I'm surprised that Ricky hasn't tried to pick up a Basher here, simply for that reason. And yeah, a good call from Hypnotoad there. He's wondering why Link has his treads permanently on strength. He never changes them to intelligence or agility. But I think he just wants to be focusing on the game, focusing on who he's defusal, focusing on who he's jumping on, and where to land that smoke, rather than bothering about the +8 damage and or +8 agility you get from switching the treads.
So people are watching our stream, interesting. 2 racks down for CompLexity, and as we expected, they are going to go the safe route, going to go for Roshan, who spawns right as Link walks into the Roche pit. I really like the sound when the Drunken Haze is cast from Brewmaster. You know, this wow, wow, this wobbly sound. It's pretty nice. Alright, Ricky now has Aegis, as it was the third Roshan. We also have a Cheese, which went on to the Windrunner, Calculus here, so man, unkillable Windrunner over there.
And we see the Brewmaster with almost full inventory now, after having nothing in the first 10 or 15 minutes. He's managed to pick up Travels, a Dagger, Aghanims, Vladimir's, and a gem. And that gem is going to be brilliant for all the sentry wards that CompLexity are constantly throwing down. They're just spamming sentry wards to try and find out where that Ricky Maru is, make sure they know where he is so that they're not jumped on by surprise.
So, this will be the last clash of this match. provided the Tough Bananas managed to get some good shackles like this one here. IX Mike here has to disrupt himself. Keklos goes in, pops his ultimate, and his BKB, I mean. Fluff and Stuff falls immediately, followed by Shadow Demon. Earthshaker went down. He didn't manage to get his ultimate out. Crystal Maiden, though, almost a full duration ultimate coming out of her. Jo here in big trouble, gets focused down by Panis as well as Calculus, and Chain disabled here, has no chance, goes down immediately, and Queen of Pain, the only one surviving here.
Now, look at Maiden's health and mana.
Yeah, as you said, man, MD doing a good job. Here comes the GG out of CompLexity, and the disconnects go out, so the Tough Bananas showing that they are not a one-hit wonder. They take down CompLexity twice in a row. And Balsam wishing them good luck at the International, being a really nice squad. CompLexity, of course, is a really good team, and there goes the throne. Good game. Endgame analysis, man. Why did CompLexity lose this?
Well, I said it a couple of times throughout the game. They put a lot of pressure onto that Morph to try and carry this game throughout the mid to late. But that Rikimaru picking up so much farm in the early to mid, and the Brewmaster being left alone for the last 20 minutes or so, just allowed to farm and jump into team fights, initiate in on things. The squishy heroes on CompLexity's side and the underfarmed and quite under-leveled Darks here just allowed the TTB to push into their base and take barracks.
Not much to be added there, man. We'll be right back here when Dara will take on Infusion. I will have to... Oh my goodness. Noob mistake here from a caster. Please don't join. That would not be very nice. Sumi Slop, I'll have to quickly say here. Gonna have to stop the recording because so we can